What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to show you guys the single back bunch mini scheme in Madden 23. So if you enjoyed this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So although I do have the Giants, I am in the Packers offensive playbook. Again, I'm in the Packers offensive playbook. Now, I like this single back bunch formation because you can actually use this formation to audible to different formations depending on what type of personnel that you actually want. So the way I think this offense is ran best is if you do have if you have a really good running back, you can sub them in at fullback in your depth chart. And what you can do is, so whoever your second string is, running back if they're really fast. So in this scenario, the Giants have Matt Breida. So what we can do is go to the packages. I already put them in at fullback before the video. So what you can actually do is go to the base formation. What it does is it puts your fullback in at tight end and put your tight end at receiver. So I would do this if you have a really fast running back and you also have a really great tight end and you have two good receivers. So if you have like a MUT team, this would be really good for you. So I would just keep that in mind. Now, if you have three great receivers, it would just make sense just to use the regular packages, if that makes sense, if you have three great receivers. But anyways, I just kind of only, for right now, I'm just going to pick a random play inside of there. And I'll pick a 3-4 because we're going to be going over 3-4. But quickly, all I want to do is just show you through the audible. So if you want to run this, I think this formation is really great to complement a gun formation. So maybe, for example, let's say your offensive formation that you love is gun doubles, halfback weak. So I would actually put in a couple audibles to this formation and I would audible down to it every so often to just, you know, see what my opponent has in store. Or if you're maybe a Trey Watt flex type of person, spread, you know, tight offset tight end, if you like to run that, you want to audible down. So if you're looking for, maybe you're getting kind of boxed in your normal scheme, this is when I would suggest you to come to this scheme, if that makes sense. So just want to kind of explain that real quick. Now also while we're talking about audibles and everything, I actually want to show you what audibles look like. Not much tight end. I want to show you what the audibles look like for you to do the base running back package. So again, I just want to spend the time to talk about audibles because it's an important part of Madden. All right, so right here you can actually get the I-form slot strong close. So for all you under center gurus, this would be good to have this package because you can get access to more under center formation. So if you're a strong close fanatic, you can just, you know, you can go from here to strong close, if that makes sense. Now, I'll talk about the audibles in a second, but also if you like split close, they do have split close in the Packers playbook. The only unfortunate thing is you're not able to motion receivers across, so it would be best to use this if you just have stock plays you like, or if you have maybe a slot apprentice. This gun split close pro can be really good with a slot apprentice. But anyways, I kind of want to talk to you about a couple things that's important to note in this formation. So right now I want you to look at where Matt Breida is and where Bellinger is, the running back and the tight end right here. So if you audible to any other formation, no matter what that formation is, so let's just go to I-form slot. So notice we audible to it, right? So let's say you want to actually reset the play, and that's going to bring you back to your original formation. Now you don't have to hit reset if you don't want to. It's the fastest way to get back to your normal formation, but we can actually scroll over and pick any play we want. So let's go 4 verticals, and what's going to happen here is every single time your running back is actually going to go to the slot receiver spot, and your tight end is going to go back to his true tight end spot. So what this means is that if you have a really fast running back or a really great running back, you can actually kind of get him at receiver when he's not supposed to be. It's kind of a glitch in this formation, so it's really essential for you to take advantage of that. In this case, Matt Breida would be perfect for this. Now, when you run this offense, you normally want to run your 3 receivers to the short side of the field. Now, I know that sounds backwards because most bunches tell you to run it to the wide, but I find this offense a little bit better when you run it to the short. Now, the reason why is because most of our players are going to be attacking this wide side of the field. Now, there are a couple setups, like for example, this is a play where we can actually have flood concepts to the right side. And if we want to do that, then we'll go ahead and move the ball and have these 3 receivers to the wide side. But for the most part, today's video, we're going to be talking about the short side of the field, all right? So first play I want you to look at is this end around leak. So this is the most interesting play you're going to see. Now, I want to tell you from personal experience, please don't run this play, this particular one. It's honestly not that good. The users will blow this play up, or a lot of times the defensive end will be waiting on it. But I just wanted to put it in there so you can see why I say please do not use that play. So we'll keep the ball here since we're talking about the scheme in particular. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is actually back out, and I'm actually going to pick the play, and I'm gonna talk about audibles and everything like that. So that way you can have your audibles set up already when you come out in this formation. But I just wanted to show you why I don't like that. Now, you really want to have a really great run play, so I'm gonna take out the leak and I'm gonna put in halfback slam. That's gonna be kind of your base run. Now, I don't really like quick pitch just because it's so predictable. Now, also the reverse isn't really that good. It just takes way too long to develop. It's kind of the same thing as the end around leak, just different animation, of course. It's just here, I'll just show you. It's the best thing I just show you, just so that way you can see it. And I'm going against cover 4 drop because that's one of the best run defenses on Madden. Now, like I said, it's just this one is a little bit faster, but the lanes are just hard to see, you know. So I mean, you might be able to argue, real, you could have cut it up, but it's just I only like this one a tad bit better than the other one because the animation's faster. But you know, as you can see right here, it's kind of hard to hit it, and they have to be in a perfect defense. And here I'll show you against man coverage too. Here you go, we got man, and like I said, it's just it's not the best, you know, just because they just don't do a great job blocking. So just please don't pick that play. I just wanted to run to you for you about a couple of times so you can see why I said please do not run that. And don't worry, we're about to get into passing concepts and everything. You guys know I just like to take y'all through the whole formation. So I like to put a halfback slam. I do like to put this where is it at? I do like the halfback slash fake end around though. It's the same type of animation, and what we're going to do is run the PA end around shift or sift whenever we feel like we can actually catch them slipping. And I'll show you what coverages I like to attack with that offense. Now, that's the run plays that I like, and I like to leave 4 verticals in there, and I do like to leave the PA end around. So like I said, this is my favorite Audible 2 offense, but if there was an honorable mention style play, that honorable mention style play would be either Z spot or PA cross switch. So we'll go over PA cross switch first, and then what we'll do here is just come out and code for a drop right here. All right, so with this PA cross switch, there's a couple setups I like, but for a standard setup, I love taking square, putting them on a streak. I love the motion over my tight end or the running back, whoever you have right here, and I like to take X right here and actually put him on a block and release cross just like this. Now this block and release cross is good just because if they blitz, we'll be okay, and the play action animation is going to happen, and if our tight end is going to block first, so we're going to have a little bit of help. So we're going to let this play action go out. So now you can have X off the rip, and I love this play ran from the short side to the wide side because it's going to allow circle to have way more room to get open. So again, also keep in mind, you can block your running back if you want to, but I'll show you a second setup if you want to block your running back. Maybe you think they're blitzing, you know, and I'll show you what I like to do. But anyways, I love this as a base play because we're going to flood every area of the field. So we're going to have our immediate flats by our 2 you know, flat players, which in this case is going to be our tight end slash running back and our other running back. So we have quick options if we need them, and also it's these 2 routes create great spacing, so the user is not going to be able to use both. You just need to make the smart decision. But read progressions, I love to hit this guy first right here. You're going to get a lot of yards just dumping this ball off, cutting the ball up to here somewhere, getting you about 5-6 yards. And if they start zone dropping in zone coverage, a lot of times you will be able to dump this ball off in the flat really quick, and this streak is going to push back any other outside zone. So really, really nice play right there. I do want to show you versus cover 2. Now, let's say you thought your opponent was blitzing, right? So what you can do is if you wanted to block your running back, you could actually just block him, and then you could take X and put him on a block and release flat instead of a block and release cross. And now we're going to be a lot better prepared for the blitz. So notice that running back checks with him first, and then we're going to be able to open up circle. You know, we ran out of time, but you get the idea. We're going to be able to actually pick up pressure a lot better. So if your opponent's sending some kind of, you know, zone blitz at you, this is great because what's going to happen here is we're essentially going to be looking like we're blocking 7, but we're actually only blocking 6. And you know, it's just basically help, you know, it's help style blocking, and sometimes you can have this out the flats, it just depends. But you're gonna make this 1-2 read right here literally every single time. And normally a lot of times you're going to be hitting this guy because normally the user will go ahead and run with that guy if this guy right here is not zone drop. So you can tell this is just a simple play, but it's a really effective play. Now next I want to talk about man coverage. So with man coverage, it all depends if they're man blitzing or not, of course, but there's a couple things we can do. So If this is next gen, these routes actually do work, these little corner routes, but in current gen, I don't like them as much, so I'd rather just throw them on a fade. And honestly, we can run literally the same exact setup if you want to. You can either put them on a design cross, or you could just put them on a motion cross where you block and release, excuse me, and you can use the same setup. It's literally going to be the same style of read. You just want to wait, and then circle, or you can hit R1, you know. So normally R1 is going to get a good chance of winning because that is a man-beating route. But if you want to make sure your receiver doesn't fall down, just make sure you just put him on a regular drag. I don't know what happened to him on that man coverage play. But anyways, there's actually another setup I want to give you. So 4 verticals, I really love this 4 verticals. All we're going to do is a simple setup. We're going to take R1, put them on a flat route. We're going to take circle, put them on a slant. We're going to take triangle, put them on a swing or out route to the left, whichever one you want. And we're going to motion this guy across. Now I'm a baseline to keep the guy over there. But long story short, we're going to have either circle every single time, or we're going to climb the pocket, and we're not going to take a sack, but we're going to throw it to the wide open man, which is X. And this is really great versus any zone coverage in the game. I'll show you versus cover 2 just to prove a point that you can run this literally versus any zone coverage. I'm gonna spy these 2 just because I don't want to get hollered at. But again, this is 4 verticals, so these are my favorite 2 plays to attack the left side of the field, if that makes sense. But we'll still be able to throw this route if we want to. And keep in mind, we're basing everything off of this X route. So if you want your running back running that route, so if you want somebody faster, you know how to get them there, because sometimes the faster guy is a lot better. And there's just, you know, with 4 verticals, I would rather you put your best route runner here. Not best route runner, excuse me. You want to put somebody with some speed. So essentially, I would probably just audible to a formation to come back, just so I can have Matt Breida running this route, and I can have my tight end just sitting right here in the flats instead of having my best player, well, one of my fastest players sitting in the flats. I would just put him here, if that makes sense, because this route needs to be ran faster. Now, the reason why I say this route needs to be ran faster, because I had Matt Breida running this route. He would have already been about right here instead of Bellinger being right here. He would have been about right here, and I could have been through this ball. That's why I almost threw a pick, because he actually had time to come back, and I didn't get a good pass lead from Daniel Jones either, but you get the idea. But anyways, that's just knowing your personnel. But what we're gonna do next is kind of talk about this PAN around sift. I couldn't get the words out. Now, what I like about this play is that this play is actually a natural cover 4 drop beater. I believe you can run it from this side. It should be fine. If not, you need to run on another hash mark. We'll go ahead and see. Now, I carried out the play action just because on that one, but you can tell we're going to be able to literally get over the top of that safety every single time. So if your opponent's running a cover 4 drop style defense, or if they're running cover 4 quarters and playing match coverage, if they're running cover 4 quarters and not playing match coverage, like they're zone dropping, and you know they're zone dropping, that means they're playing regular cover 4 drop, which means that we can bomb them. Now I'll go ahead and press 2 so you can see the safeties, and I wanted to run for you again. And also remember, you can press R2 to cancel that play action. You do not have to let that play action carry out all the way. Actually, I would probably suggest you to cancel it early, so that way you don't have to worry about getting instant shedded or you know, just some weird stuff happening. But you can tell we can bomb cover 4 drop all day long. Now, next thing I want to show you is man coverage, and this will pretty much wrap up the video after I talk about man, because I don't like this play versus cover 2. It doesn't work. But this PA in around sift, it's really great versus man coverage. And what we're going to do is cancel the play action, and what you want to do is actually throw circle as soon as he clears, and you're normally going to have him wide open. There's almost nothing your opponent can do about it either. And it's the reason why is because it's going to pinch our defense. It's going to call pass. Let's pass commit. And the reason why they can't do anything is because look who's matched up to him. So the most they could try to do is base a line. The only thing they may be able to do, like I said, here, I'll show you what I mean. So the only thing they may be able to do is, if you run this enough and they're not annoyed, either A, they could take this guy right here. They could put somebody in a purple. But the problem with this purple is that it's not going to play a hard flat, if that makes sense. So most people are not going to play hard flats with their zones. So what I mean by that is most people are not going to do this with their man coverage, right? Most people are going to play purples out there. And if they start playing hard flats with this guy, I mean, there's just so many plays we could run out of this formation. But anyways, what I wanted to talk to you about is actually this play. So actually, I'm not gonna spy nobody because I want you to see what it looks like if somebody's gonna send a regular rush 4 or 5 style at you. Just so you can understand that you have time to cancel this play action. So here, I'll show you right here. So you can cancel it, and then you just want to wait, and then you'll be able to kind of maybe even get a little swerve. Now the purples will stay there, but it all depends on if they're zone dropping or not. So that's what's important when you run this play. So if you notice, they call man coverage and somebody's floating out there, that normally means they have a purple. Now what that also means is that you don't have to throw this ball, okay? I'm just telling you that it's pretty much always going to be open because of how they mess up their alignment right here. This is why this is always open. They do this every single time. The computer can't get it right to just go on a straight line, so it's always, you're always gonna have like an easy catch, if that makes sense. You're always guaranteed about 3 yards unless they're playing a hard flat, okay? Now also, what's really cool about this play is that this tight end route normally beats his man. If he's a good tight end, he's normally gonna beat him. If not, he may beat him every so often. But you also have a deep post that's really great for man coverage if they don't have a safety. So this is where you'd want your best route runner, your speedster, your main player to go here. We're just hoping that we can get a bomb right here because you can catch them slipping in this man coverage, okay? Now, also what's important to note about this play, the reason why this play is good, because most of the time when your opponent's running man coverage, they're gonna be using on somebody who covers the running back. And if that happens, sometimes this can happen. Now, I'm not going to say this is going to happen where they get caught up in a line, but they may try to come in here, blow it up because they may think it's the actual dive play. And what happens here, sometimes, you know, they'll get lost in coverage, and sometimes you can have this guy wide open. It really just depends, you know. They might get tired of you throwing this and try to go user it themselves, you know. So it's a lot of things you can do with this. I just really in particular love this particular one. And again, it's just the only thing your opponent may try to do is pass commit, and if they know it's coming, what they may try to do is baseline, but you can tell you can't even get it off, you know. So anyways, it's just stealing at that point. Now I even tried to baseline before the snap, but it's almost impossible. Like, your opponent just won't have time to sit there and baseline, you know, because there is no pre-snap motion. It's just snap the ball, you know. So last thing I'll show you is what happens if they baseline before you snap the ball. So let's say they wanted a baseline and then press, you know, that's about all they can do. Well, you know, let's just say baseline. Maybe you just got them that bamboozled that you just want to they just want a baseline, okay? I'll kind of show you what that looks like here. So notice how we're going to get hollered at. And that does happen, and that's why you don't want to let that animation carry out, by the way, because you can get hollered at, okay? Don't tell me, don't say I didn't tell y'all, but that's why you want to cancel that play action right about there, and then normally they're going to do a better job blocking. And like I said, if they just don't put a purple, man, you can just really run this play all day long. You know, if somebody wants to be ignorant, you could mix it up between this play and this play right here. So this play is also really good versus man coverage too. It does pretty well. So if your opponent wants to be ignorant, you can just mix it up and do this. Look at how the action is the same, and sometimes notice how that lane gets a little open. You can also exploit it that way. So there's just so many things you can do between this 1-2 play combo that is just, you know, it just is nice. That's all I can say. It's nice. You know, sometimes you can get a little jump cut too, and then next thing you know, you could be potentially off to the races from a jump cut. So don't be afraid to flick that analog stick on this play, especially if you have a shifty little running back. And these two plays can really give somebody who wants to run all out man coverage a nightmare, because it's just going to give them too much to worry about, especially if they have to worry about a jump cut. Because this play is like a slow developing play, so you have time to do a little jump cut. Now, just results may vary. You know, results may vary with this particular run play, but the jump cut option is there, or you can just put your head down, try to get about 2-3 yards. But, you know, the options are endless with these two plays. But anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Drop a like if you did enjoy it. And if you still rocking with Current Gen, please drop a like so I know that you guys want me to continue uploading Current Gen content. But anyways, I hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.